Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video I am starting a weekly reading vlog which will hopefully be the start of many consistent weekly reading vlogs. I want to start doing them weekly, so hopefully every Wednesday there will be a new weekly reading vlog for you guys, and hopefully that's something you are interested in. Weekly reading vlogs are my favourite things to read. I subscribe to quite a lot of booktubers purely for those, and I'll always be ready to watch those videos as soon as they come up, so it only makes sense that I'll do some of my own. It is Tuesday today. If you watched my last video you will know that I spent yesterday, Monday, doing a 24-hour reading vlog in which I saw how many of the selection book series I could read in one go. So if you've not watched that yet, I will link it above. I can never remember which side, and I'll link it down below as well if you do want to check that one out. But yes, today is Tuesday, so we're starting the weekly reading vlog one day late, but that is absolutely fine. I have a few books on my TBR for this week. Obviously in that video that I just mentioned I managed to read 3 of the selection books in 24 hours, so I want to finish the series this week. I want to read the last 2, which are The Heir and The Crown. And then I'm also halfway through another book which is on my Kindle, which is The Guest List by Lucy Foley, I believe. I've been wanting to read that for a while. I've heard so many amazing things about it, so when I saw it on a Kindle daily deal for 99p, I picked it straight up. It is a thriller and I love thrillers, but I seem to have gotten out of the habit of reading them. I think mostly since I started booktube, because thrillers aren't as talked about. It's more sort of like YA books, but maybe that's just because of the booktubers that I'm following, the people I'm interacting with. So if you do know of any good booktubers who discuss thriller novels, then do please link them down below, because I'm always looking for more recommendations and inspiration. But yeah, I am halfway through that, so I want to finish that this week, and I also want to finish those 2, which might be a little bit optimistic, but we're going to try. I have been reading all morning. I've just finished off that 24-hour reading vlog, so I'm going to take a little bit break just now before I start reading and maybe watch up some TV or something like that. Just have a little bit of a break from reading before I get back to it. So I will catch up with you once I've done some reading, but before I do that, if you could hit this video with a like, that would be hugely appreciated because it really supports my channel. And if you're new here, then subscribe for more content from me. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Good morning everyone and happy Wednesday. Yes, it is a day later. I did not update you at all yesterday because I didn't do any reading at all yesterday. I think I was just like a little bit burnt out, to be honest, from doing my 24-hour reading vlog. I was like speed reading throughout that, and I was like kind of putting pressure on myself to read as much as I could, so I think I just needed a break from reading, to be honest. So I gave myself one and I had a little bit of a TV day instead, which was lovely. But I did get up this morning, got my morning coffee as you will have seen, and read a little bit of The Heir, which is the 4th book in the selection series, and I don't know. I'm going to set you down for this. So if you watched my last video, you will know that I really enjoyed the first 3 books in the selection series. I raced through them obviously, and I enjoyed them. If you don't know, if you didn't watch that video, or if you just don't know, the selection series is basically about, well, the first 3 books follow the main character of America Singer, who is a young woman who is kind of forced to enter this competition called the Selection, where basically letters are sent out to all eligible young women across the country between the ages of, I think, about 16 and 20, I want to say. And if they want to, they can then fill out an application form and apply for the selection. And 35 young women are picked to go to the palace and compete for the heart of the prince. So they do that through tasks to show that they would be a good queen, and also just through dates with the prince to sort of build up a connection with him, and ultimately he'll choose like his one at the end of the competition. So it's kind of like The Bachelor, or what I imagine The Bachelor to be about. I've never actually watched it, but that's what I kind of think it's like. I'm sure they, like, all these women go on dates with the guy and try and win his heart sort of thing. And it is all like a reality TV series, like it's all filmed and shown to like the public and everything. And of course, because they're dystopian novels, there's a lot more to it. it, the society that they are in, the way that it works. There is a caste system, and you're basically defined by a number ranging from 1 to 8, 1 being royalty and 8 being like the lowest of the low. And there's all sorts of rules and laws for each caste telling you what jobs you could do, how you could dress, who you can interact with, all that sort of thing. Obviously within those novels there are sort of rebel groups trying to overthrow that system, there are characters that are sympathetic to that cause, and there are characters who are kind of evil and want to keep things the way they are because they benefit from it. And yeah, as I said, I really enjoyed those books. Then we come to the fourth one. Always hit myself in the eye with that bloody bookmark. Fourth one is 20 years later, and it is following the daughter of the prince and the woman he selected to be his wife and queen, and she's a nasty piece of work. Like, I don't like her at all. That's one of the things that I find most difficult with this book, is that the character that you're focusing on is not likeable at all. She is stuck up, she's snobby, she looks down on anyone that she sees as beneath her. I find it difficult because, for one, I don't really believe that the prince and his wife would bring up a child to act like that, because they are so good and they fight for everything that's moral and just. So I struggle to believe that their child would be like this anyway. And also because it's like 20 years later, it's kind of jarring, and it doesn't feel like, because of that and because of the character that we're reading, it doesn't feel like the same series. It feels kind of like maybe like a companion series or something like that I wouldn't necessarily read. It doesn't feel like the fourth book in the same series, if that makes sense. So yeah, and I also kind of like, obviously you can, as you can probably tell, the book is about this princess who has to do her own selection, in which 35 young men will come to the palace and she will find a husband. And I think I've already guessed who she's going to end up with within like the first 20 pages, so I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it so far. I am going to keep reading it though and see how we go. I do want to finish the series, but before I do that I really need to edit the 24-hour reading vlog that I did, because that needs to go up tonight. So I'm going to go ahead, get something to eat and do that just now. Hello. So it's a bit later now, it's like 9-ish, so I haven't updated you all day, but I have been doing a little bit more reading tonight. I'm now on page 112 of The Heir, and my opinion's starting to change. I'm actually starting to enjoy it. The main character, Adeline, is getting on my nerves a little bit less. I feel like she's already starting to grow a little bit, which is good. She's still annoying me, but she's not as bad as she was at the very beginning, when they were obviously trying to make it clear like who she was and the way she acted. And the suitors have now arrived at the palace, and I feel like I have kind of predicted right like who she's going to end up with, but I also feel like it's going to be a enemies to lovers and a fake romance, and I love those tropes. I love most romance tropes, but to put both of them in one, very interesting. And I am actually really enjoying it now, and I really can't wait to see where that goes. There is, again, like there was in the previous 3 books, a lot about like the society and everything like that. It's not as at the forefront at the moment, but I think that's because the main character kind of is a little bit ignorant of all of that, so she's kind of like learning along her way as well, and we're learning with her. It's nice to see like how things have changed since the first 3 books and the differences that the king and the queen have made, but I still feel like, and I think Maddie actually commented on my 24-hour reading vlog, which went live tonight, saying that the first 3 were originally just a trilogy and then these were put on at the end of it, and it is very clear that that's what's been done. It doesn't feel like it's the next in a series. Like I said earlier, it does feel like sort of like a companion series or a spin-off or something like that. It's like, yeah, it just doesn't flow how it should, and I don't like when series do that, when they just like hack on other ones at the end when they've already sort of like decided that everything would be tied up, sort of thing. So that annoys me. But taking the book at what it is, I am starting to enjoy it a little bit more. It's still annoying me and I'm not enjoying it as much as I enjoyed the first 3, but within the first like 30 pages or so it has started to pick up and I have started to enjoy it more, so maybe as we go on I'll really start to like it. I don't know, but at the end of the day it's still like a really quick and like kind of fun fluffy read, so it shouldn't take me too long. I'm hoping I'll finish this either tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, if not the next day, because I definitely want to finish both of these by the end of this week. And like I said, I'd ideally like to be finish the guest list as well, so we'll see. But I'm going to go back to reading this one just now. I am just sitting on my bed reading and Brandon is watching the football. It's half time at the moment, that's why he is in the shower and I'm on my own giving you this update, but we're going to continue to do that just now and I will update you again probably tomorrow. Let's be honest, you've had 2 updates today, so be thankful. For me, that is a good job. Hello my friends and happy Friday. Yes, Friday. Yesterday, for some reason, I seemed to forget that I was doing a reading vlog at all, so I did do some reading, I just forgot to vlog it. So, you know, I was halfway there, what will give me that? But I did manage to read a lot more of The Heir. I feel like I might have called this The Crown a couple of times in some of my other clips. It's not, that's the last one, this is The Heir. But anyway, I got to page 254. So I've got less than 100 pages, maybe just about 100 pages to go, and my opinions have kind of changed on this one. I am actually quite enjoying it now. Aidlyn, the main character, is a lot less annoying than she was to begin with. I don't know if maybe just made her quite like hateful to begin with to like throw that in your face and then show how she developed throughout the story, but I don't know how realistic it is, how believable it is that she's changed quite a lot already. Like obviously she still has some bad morals and things like that, but she is a lot better than she was to begin with already. Like it changed quite quickly, so I'm not sure how believable that is. But then I already said I'm not sure how believable it is that she would be that hateful to begin with anyway, considering the parents that brought her up. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm liking her a lot more. I feel like we're understanding her a lot more as we go through the story and why she is sort of like so guarded and so blunt, and a lot of it is to do with the fact that her whole life, because she is the eldest and in this world the way they have done things now is that she will become queen. It's not going to be the first boy who becomes king, it is her that's going to become queen. So her whole life has revolved around her becoming queen and her proving herself to become queen. So I feel like we understand more now that she puts all these walls up and all these barriers up to show how strong she is and show that she can be a good leader, and she won't let herself be vulnerable in any way, shape or form because she thinks that would prove that she couldn't be a good leader. So she doesn't like to have any sort of emotions or feelings towards anyone. She's even kind of iffy with her family sometimes and how much like affection she'll show them. And yeah, so it's been kind of nice seeing some of those walls start to get broken down by some of the suitors that she's speaking to, and her kind of allowing herself to feel something, as terrified as she is to do that. It's been quite nice to read those sort of scenes and understand her more and why she backs away and why she builds those walls up. In terms of the enemies to lovers part that I kind of mentioned before, that's kind of gone already. Like they went from being enemies to friends really, really quickly, and now I feel like Kira Cass is still trying to continue the enemies to lovers bit a bit, like they still have little tiffs and things, but I don't know, I kind of wish she had like ran with that a little bit more and they had shown a lot more sort of like hate towards each other and sort of repressing their feelings a lot more for a lot longer, because now, yeah, they're kind of friends and they were friends pretty quickly. They went from like hating each other to being friends really quickly. Again, not too believable, but at the end of the day, these books are just, there's a fly in my face. These books are just kind of like a little bit of fun, they're exciting, they're a super fast read, so I mean, I'm not being too critical of them, I'm enjoying them for what they are. So yeah, I am really enjoying it. I've got, like I said, just about 100 pages to go, so I am definitely hoping to finish this tonight or today at some point, and then hopefully go on to the next one, which is The Crown. But before I do any of that, what I really need to do is film a video for tomorrow night, which is Saturday. I think I'm going to film my top 10 favourite books of 2020. So right now I need to go and sort that list, bring them upstairs, get myself all set up to film that, probably edit it because I prefer to get things edited and scheduled before the day, because I used to always leave them to the day of and I used to get really stressed trying to get it all done before it was supposed to go live. And I know that stress that I put on myself because it doesn't necessarily need to go up at that time on that day, but once I have a schedule I like to stick to it. So I'm going to try and get all that done today, and then I'm going to spend my evening reading, finish this. Definitely, there's no way I'm not finishing this today. Like 100 pages will take me no time at all with the book like this, and then hopefully get into a good chunk of the Crown as well and finish that by the end of the weekend. And I'm still hoping as well to get onto the guest list as well and maybe try and finish that, because next week, since it's the lead up to Christmas, I do want to have quite a Christmassy week of reading. So I've got a couple of Christmas books downstairs that I want to read, and then I've got a couple of books that are kind of like Christmassy vibes or like wintry vibes as well. So yeah, I want to get all of these things off of my TBR by the end of this weekend. So all fire ahead, let's get going. So I'm all set up to film. If you're wondering why there is stuff all over the ground is basically because there's barely any furniture in this room apart from a reel of clothes and a monitor. The room can be really echoey, so basically if you put loads of sort of like soft things on the ground, it can get rid of some of the echo. I think it's like it stops like the sound of your voice bouncing off of like hard surfaces. Could be making that up as I go along, but basically it does work because it makes my videos sound a lot better than it did when I tried to do it without anything on the floor. So yeah, that's why I do that. Basically, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and film my video now. Little sneak peek of the books in question. Although not really, because you'll have seen that video before you see this one. Hi friends, so I have just finished The Heir and I have mixed opinions on this one. I have gone back and forth throughout reading it, as you will know from all of the previous clips, but I definitely didn't enjoy this one as much as I enjoyed the first three. I think I just really got attached to the characters in the first three, like America and Maxon and some of the other selected women and just other general characters in it. And yeah, I got really attached to them, and I also really love all of the sort of like dystopian political and societal arguments and parts to it, and there's not as much of that in these. It's more just about Aitlyn and her feelings and everything, which is good. Like I said, it is interesting to see how she's growing and how she's sort of like changing her understanding of things and like opening herself up more to feeling things and like why the way she is the way she is and all that jazz. I am enjoying that, but I definitely enjoyed the first three better. So I feel like I'm always just going to think of the first three as like their own trilogy and good in their own right, and then the second two can be like a companion series that was good but just wasn't as good. But nevertheless, I did really enjoy this. I did enjoy this one. I'm not going to use the word really. I did enjoy it, and the ending made me hope that I'm going to enjoy the last one. It seems like in the last one, hopefully Aitlyn is really going to open herself up to feeling something and hopefully find a husband in the selection, despite at the start of this treating it all as a ruse and a way to help the kingdom, never actually thinking she would really have to marry at the end of it. But now it seems like she's never going to open herself up to love and finding something like that. So I'm excited to see that, and I hope she chooses the person that I want her to choose. But yeah, this is the last one, which is The Crown. So I'm definitely going to be finishing this series possibly even tonight. This one is only like 270 pages. It is so short. So yeah, there's a good chance I'll finish it tonight, but if not, tomorrow. And then yeah, I'll have finished the selection series forever. But right now I think I am gonna go have a nice hot bath, get this makeup off my face, and then cozy up for the rest of the night to read. Okay, so I'm settling back down to start The Crown. Hopefully race through this. I have got my hot chocolate right here. If you know me at all, you'll know that I am absolutely obsessed with hot chocolates at the moment. Literally having one basically every day. Seriously, it's an obsession, but not one I'm too concerned about. Also got a little treat. I have a Terry's white chocolate orange, and oh my god, I love these. My mum brought one home because they were on offer at the little shop that she went to for like £1 or something, and yeah, the whole thing is definitely getting devoured tonight. There's no doubt about it. Hello. So I'm now on page 123 of The Crown, so I'm getting pretty close to the halfway mark. Again, this is just a really fun, fast read that I am racing through, and I am definitely enjoying this one more than I enjoyed the previous one so far. It's got a lot more in it about the sort of like political side of the world, particularly because Aitlyn is now getting a lot more involved in the ruling of the country and seeing a lot more about what is going on outside the palace, so that is all really interesting to learn about. And like I said, that's what I really loved about the first 3 books, so it's nice to see that again. I'm also really loving all the discussion about what it means to be a ruler, and particularly what it means to be a ruler and a woman, and how there are certain assumptions that come with being a woman, particularly in this world that I said in my 24-hour reading vlog is very backwards in many ways when it comes to gender and class and other things, but particularly gender. So she has to like constantly battle all these assumptions and like all these stereotypes that are attached to her gender in order to show that she can rule this kingdom and she can do it just as well as her father could. So that is all very interesting. And I'm also just loving all the really cute moments between her and her suitors now that she's opening herself up more to like forming attachments with them, and they're having really cute moments, and it's just, yeah. Also, final thing I'm going to say, I'm also really liking the family aspect of this. So we've got Aitlin, and then she's got 3 brothers, and then obviously her mum and her dad, and like their whole family dynamic is just really sweet, and they're all very close, and that's also like really nice to read about. I am also very close to my family, so I always love to read about things like that in books. Like there's a few scenes where like her and her brothers are all like cuddled up in one bed together, and it's just really heartwarming, and it's really nice to see. Like I feel like there's not enough of that, like showing that siblings can just be like really like sweet and loving towards each other. Usually we get all these representations of siblings fighting and arguing all the time, so yeah, I just really like that aspect of this as well. It is getting late now, so I think I'm probably gonna go to sleep. I do want to read more, but I'm getting pretty tired, so I think I might go to sleep and then read more in the morning. Not entirely sure yet, but I will update you again once I have done some more reading. Hi everyone and happy Sunday. Obviously I didn't film anything yesterday. I also didn't do any reading at all. Yesterday was not the best of days. Basically I started a new pill about a week and a half ago now that's supposed to try and help the symptoms I've been experiencing relating to what the doctors think is endometriosis. So I think starting the new pill put my hormones into overdrive, which then in turn put my anxiety into overdrive. So yesterday I was just so anxious. I just did not feel good at all, and when I get really anxious I really struggle to concentrate on anything, so reading is just an absolute no-go. And obviously I wasn't reading anyway, but I didn't want to be in front of a camera. I just wanted to wallow in my anxiety for a day because I knew it would pass. It was just a bad day, which is fine. I'm feeling a lot better today, which is good. Still not like 100%, but a lot better than I was yesterday. Probably gonna like come and go I feel like for the next couple of weeks, just while my hormones are sort of getting back into check, but it's fine. At least I know it will pass. It is just a phase. But as you will have seen, I did start today by reading a little bit more of Crown, which is the final book in the selection series, and I did end up finishing this. So yeah, I've now finished the entire selection series. I did really enjoy this one. I think I enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed the 4th one. There was a lot more in this one about the whole like political side of things, and like I said, we got to know Aitlin a lot better as well, which meant you could understand the way she'd acted before, and she was just a much better person in this one. The ending of this I really, really loved. I feel like Kira Cass really brought everything together really well at the end of this one, and I was really happy with how everything was tied up and all the choices that were made and everything like that. So I definitely enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed The Heir, but I did still enjoy The Heir enough. But at the end of the day I did still enjoy the first 3 more than I enjoyed these 2. Overall, I've given every book in this series a 3 stars because they were all enjoyable, like for what they were. I enjoyed reading them and I raced through them. I didn't think that I could be critical enough to give them a 1 or 2 stars. So 3 is just like an average good book for me usually. And obviously they weren't 4 or 5 stars because I'm not going to rave about them. I just like enjoyed them for what they were, if that makes sense. So in this weekly reading vlog, I did manage to finish 2 books. So we finished The Heir and I read all of The Crown as well. So I think The Heir was about 350 pages and The Crown was about 280. So altogether this week I read 530 pages, I want to say, around that mark, which is not too shabby, especially considering there was a couple of days that I read nothing at all. But yes, that shall conclude this weekly reading vlog. As always, if you did enjoy this video, then do please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe for more content from me, comment down below with any of your thoughts and feelings, and I will see you in my next one.